by Dub?
Welcome to Duke Champions.
Listen up. All you ever asked for is an opportunity. You got it today. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now?
Yeah!
Come on with it, baby!
Yeah!
And an uncontrolled outpouring of hip young people.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah, red, white, blue, feel the cold wind blow. Breaking down the tape in the combat zone. From Orchard Park to the end zone throne. This is Bill's talk, hard facts, backbone. Yeah. Alex Cullen with the sharp insight. Randall Cypher scheming chess moves all night. Alex Molly, big dumb animal raw. Smashing hot takes through the studio door. Stats get funky, narratives get thrown. Dude champions, media, Buffalo combat zone. Buffalo combat zone. Be there, crowd chant, let's go Buffalo. Be there, crowd chant, let's go.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Duke Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Duke Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Duke Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
Welcome back to the Buffalo Combat Zone. We are your hosts, Alex Miley and Alex Cullen. Please like, share, subscribe. What's up, buddy?
Not much. It's another Monday.
Yeah, man. It's another slow Monday in Buffalo. So hopefully we'll get some, news over the next 4 weeks, but it's been kind of crickets out there. I would have thought after minicamp they would have addressed some things, but I don't know. Maybe they feel comfortable with what's going on.
Yeah, I'm honestly a little surprised that they haven't signed at least a few more veterans. It's kind of like cornerback and linebacker. It's just like, oh yeah, they're just going to sign some veterans, and they just haven't. And the clock keeps ticking, and it's like making it look less and less likely. And I don't fully understand it, but they just must feel confident in the group they have.
Yeah. Good news, I think, that is that most of the guys we want are still unsigned.
Yeah,
which makes me think a lot of these guys are waiting until like the last minute to sign on somebody's training camp. I mean, you got to think that all these vets are waiting until training camp starts. They're not going to skip training camp.
Yeah,
they're going to want to, especially if they're going to a new team, they're going to want to learn, the system and things like that. They can't just sign up on in August 29th and be like, I'm ready to roll,
Yeah.
So I imagine the next few weeks we'll get that. Today we're going to do it's going to be a condensed episode, but we're going to go over, we're going to do the quarterback ranking quiz, and we're going to debate each selection as we go, and then see where our official rankings come out as like a collaborative. I don't know if Randall, he won't be here tonight. Did he send you anything? Okay, cool. That's fine. His kid's got the a playoff, I think, flag football or something.
Yeah,
I guess it'll be football late in the year. So, but yeah, so I think at the end of the day, we'll just. I know we both did a ranking beforehand, but we can walk through it together here and see what we come up with together.
Yeah, and then I think maybe once we do we do this, and we could maybe quickly talk about our own personal ones.
Sure, like maybe where we were different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like after being collaborative versus not,
Yeah.
All right. I think this first one's a good debate.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this before I give you my thoughts?
I think it's Darnold. While I think he's gotten the classic won the Super Bowl overrated this offseason by many, just because he won a Super Bowl. I think Caleb Williams is also insanely overrated. And this is someone who loved Caleb Williams coming out as a prospect, and I've held a lot of hope, but he hasn't fully put it together. Like this past season, he was not like he was decent, but he was not anything special. The Bears won a lot of like close games against like weak teams and like comebacks, and they weren't really in control of a lot of games. And he was very up and down. He had some really good games, but they were usually against really bad defenses. And then even in the playoffs, he had more interceptions than he had touchdowns. Like he was not very good. He had like a very good fourth quarter against Green Bay, and that was about and the one insane throw against the Rams, and that was it. And he is getting way too hyped up. And while I think both these quarterbacks are a bit overrated, I think Darnold is a little more put together right now. And I've seen it now back-to-back seasons of him have good QB play. While Caleb Williams, I've seen about maybe half a season. Like this season, he would look good in half his games and bad in the other. I think by the end of the season, Caleb Williams probably overtakes him. I think he's got a higher ceiling to develop more. But right now, I'd rather have Darnold.
Yeah, I think this is about predictability, right? Like, how accurately can I predict what you're going to be year over year? I think Darnold's kind of found his niche of what he's going to be. And we've seen it for 2 years in a row now, where he's going to play conservatively and then take the big shots when he needs to, and just not give the game away. But he does possess high-end arm talent, high-end mobility. He's just a controlled version of Caleb Williams in a lot of ways, right? Caleb Williams is pretty underwhelming for 90% of every game. He's the least accurate quarterback in the NFL. He has awful processing. And you can just see the way he does things on the field. But then he's going to wow you with like 3 throws. Every 2 weeks, he's going to give you like 5 throws that are amazing, that fools you into it. And they both have the same problem, right? They both went really far in the playoffs. One went to the Super Bowl and won it. But they're both gone so far in the playoffs. They're both getting overhyped because of the playoff success versus who they really are as players, right? And I tend to agree with you. If you were like today, which player, absent age, absent everything we knew about them before, which stylistically the player I'd want to lead my team, I would pick Sam Darnold. I don't think it's a big gap because I think that the high end of Caleb Williams is better than Darnold. But I can just predict Darnold's going to give me like top 15 quarterback play every week. And in his best, he's giving me like top 7 quarterback play, where Caleb's giving me like top 20 to 25 play. But then he gives you like top 3 wow plays he's giving wow plays every week. And he is has been relatively clutch. I mean, he's come through at the end of games. So I have to give him credit for that. I'm not a big fan of his game or what he'll become. He's going to have some sort of like he's going to have to be corralled a lot like Josh Allen was, and Josh Allen's willing to do that. The question is whether Caleb is actually capable of it. So I'm going Darnold as well.
Funny enough, on my own personal rankings, though, I literally have them next to each other. I'm not going to say
they're not far.
But I have them. It's like Darnold's 1 spot ahead of Caleb.
Yeah, that's kind of in a lot of ways how I view it. I'm lower on Caleb than you, but I don't mind that. I mean, that doesn't mean I don't like. He's a franchise quarterback, I think, but I just think he's the least accurate quarterback I've seen in the league for a little while.
Yeah,
at least a high-end one.
As us being Bills fans, we saw with Josh Allen, it can be fixed. So I'm not throwing in the towel on him for sure. Yeah. Like it's just it hasn't been fixed yet. So until it's fixed,
I'll say that it can be. Josh Allen's shown that, but it's pretty rare still. You know what I mean? Like Josh is still an outlier. Like it's like comparing other quarterbacks to him. Like he's just kind of an outlier player. We got lucky with that. It's not, it's just part of his DNA to be this way. And most quarterbacks, most players or people, it's just not in their DNA to make that kind of leap. So I'll start this time. This is another tough one for me. I honestly think that the upside of Herbert is really outweighs Dak. I think Herbert's had to deal with a lot more youth at the receiver position, a lot more turmoil in terms of like inconsistency with the personnel on offense. So we've seen kind of ups and downs. They both kind of choke in the playoffs, right? So we're not talking about a player that like performs in the playoffs and one that doesn't. Neither one of them really performed in the playoffs. I think Herbert's probably a little bit more shaky when it comes to those situations, but I think Herbert's still a notch above him.
Yeah, I see. Like this is kind of almost like the opposite of the Caleb Williams, Sam Darnold. these are two quarterbacks who I think get severely underrated because of bad team play around them and maybe not the greatest playoff play. But I also find I find playoff performances to often be overrated because it's such a small sample size. Like Herbert's played in 3 playoff games.
Right. Exactly.
And Dak hasn't played in a whole lot. Like at playoff, I think can mean a lot when you play a lot of them and you show you're consistently good or you show you're consistently bad. Like this may sound like a hypocrite because I use playoff for Allen over Lamar, but Lamar's played 8 playoff games. Allen's played in 15 now or whatever. Like it's a larger sample size versus Herbert, who's had 3 games. Dak, who's had not much
6,
more,
maybe
like
7.
Yes, 5 or 6. And Dak's had some good performances. I think Herbert's first playoff game wasn't bad. The last 2 have been complete stinkers. I can't really debate those, but I also think that Herbert is the only reason why NFL fans don't look at the Chargers and the Raiders as the same franchise. I think the difference is the Raiders have had crap quarterback play and the Chargers have had Herbert. The Chargers have been a dysfunctional organization almost all of Herbert's career. It's either the offensive line sucks, or the wide receiving core sucks, or the defense sucks, and
or no running game,
or no running game, and usually it's at least 2 to 3 of those. Like at most, like the last 2 years, he's finally got a capable defense, but the offensive line has been awful because it can't stay healthy, and the receiving core has not been good. And then when he had a good receiving core, the offensive line really hasn't had a good offensive line his entire career, and he's had decent to good receiving cores, and finally it took him till year 7 to have competent defensive play. And I think that this year they put the assets into the offensive line. I think the receiving core is young and developing and will get better. I really like Marion Hampton. That defense, I mean, losing Minter might hurt, but Harbaugh is a good defensive mind. I think this is the year they finally put it all together and he fully cements himself. I still think Herbert is top tier, one of the elite quarterbacks. I have him higher than probably almost everyone does. I am insanely high on Justin Herbert, and I think Dak's. I'm saying this. I think Dak's. I think these are definitely both top 10 quarterbacks. I think Dak is very good. I think Dak is arguably the best pure passer in the league. He just has some bad decision-making moments, and he sometimes a little over-aggressive, and he just fails to put it together for full seasons. Like it shrinks in big games a lot, and not saying Herbert doesn't, but like I think these are both top-end quarterbacks, but I would rather have Herbert because he's got the higher upside. I think he's more of a dual threat while also being just still a very good quarterback, pocket passer type.
Yeah, like I think late in games, if you want somebody to go throw for throw and to try to like go battle with somebody in a shootout, I trust both of these guys way more than I do Caleb or Sam Darnold.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
You know, and I agree with you. I'd put Herbert ahead of him. Dart, or this is interesting. You know, when we get to the easy ones, by the way, we're just going to click it. Like when it's like Tua versus freaking Pat Mahomes, just picking Pat Mahomes. So we're not going to discuss those, by the way. Dart versus Mendoza, I think, is another interesting conversation. I liked what I saw from Dart, but I am concerned about his ability to stay healthy. He's not a big, huge quarterback. I think he puts himself at risk a lot. I think he can be a little erratic. I know we talked earlier about Mendoza and like just putting last because we don't know anything about him, but I think it's fair to talk about him against players like Dart about what his potential looks like. I mean, Mendoza is probably just as good of a scrambler, just as good at arm strength, but way more size. And I think he's got better DNA as far as his mental makeup. I would go Mendoza here, but what's your thoughts? Because I think this is a lot about like, who would you want to be your quarterback for the next 5 years, you know?
Well, I've kind of looked at it as who would I want to be my quarterback, like just for this upcoming season.
Or this upcoming season, whatever. Yeah, that's fine. 3 years, 1 year.
I definitely don't think Mendoza is on the level of Scrambler Dart is.
Okay.
When I did it, I just had Mendoza last just because we haven't seen out of him. Obviously, some of the quarterbacks I put ahead of him, I would be pretty surprised if Mendoza by the end of the year would be worse than them. But I just haven't seen it yet. So I just took the safe route and I just
going NA.
I just went NA. Yeah,
I'm going to pick Mendoza here just to do it. Okay. Just because I think there's a fair argument with some, like I wouldn't put him in with either of these guys, right? With Daniels or Hurts. I think Daniels is a superior passer, younger, more mobile still. I mean, if you're talking about just tush pushes, I mean, that's Jalen Hurts. I think it's an easy one.
I think they're both overrated per se, but
Sure,
they're
sure.
Daniels.
Yeah, me too.
Baker.
I'd take Baker. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
there's any question about that. Okay,
Purdy.
Purdy. This is ones we're not going to discuss. Everybody.
Bryce Young,
Bryce Young,
Mahomes.
Malik, Mahomes. Yeah,
Drake
Drake.
May.
Shuck and Mac
Shuck.
Jones. Oh, shit.
Oh crap! No,
It's okay. We'll make it up later. It's not that big. Of a
yeah,
deal.
we meant Shuck.
We
Probably,
meant
I
Shuck.
would have
It's
taken
fine.
Shuck.
I think they're going to
Jordan.
be pretty close for me, considering I don't know enough about Shuck yet to really trust it. Jordan Love and
Yeah,
Kyler
I
Murray.
had Shuck like a couple spots ahead, but
Maybe
yeah,
a couple.
right.
So
Jordan
it's
Love,
not the end of the
definitely.
world. Love for
Jordan
sure.
Love.
Okay. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Stafford. Yeah, we don't need to discuss that. Rodgers. Okay, we'll discuss
Josh
this.
Allen.
I think Josh for sure. Let me give you a reason why, real quick, just because this will be one that is not debatable in my opinion, but people would debate it. I think you're talking about being a franchise quarterback is about your ability to stay on the field, right? And while you're on the field, be a superstar that can elevate your team, right? Allen's got the strongest arm, a top 5 arm all time for sure, maybe the strongest ever. His mobility is way more elite than Burrow, and he does it with way less talent. I think that's the end of the story. I know that the Bengals
We've
beat us a
seen
couple times.
Jake
Whatever.
Browning
Do
we've
good
seen Jake
things.
Browning
And
and
Joe
Joe
Flacco. Yeah.
both put up numbers. Maybe they
They're-
didn't win the games, but they both
Sure.
put up very good numbers.
To be clear, I wouldn't
without
put them
Burrow.
ahead of Burrow, but I do think
No,
that there is a
yeah,
fair
no, Burrow's
argument here
definitely
that
better. than them.
he's elevated. I think this would be a better discussion when we get to people like Burrow versus Herbert. You know what I mean?
That's
Versus
funny you say that.
yeah, because I think that's the thing for me. Stroud or Lawrence? I want to hear your impression of this.
Trevor Lawrence.
Me too.
Pretty. I've always been very big on Trevor Lawrence. I'm pretty sure before the season started, I said people would call him a top 10 quarterback by the end of the year. Halfway through the year, that didn't look too hot. But
yeah,
then he went at the end of the
right.
year and kind of proved me a bit right.
He's cusped. He's right on the cusp of top 10. I think there's problems with his accuracy as well. I think there's problems with him being kind of a guy who elevates his team at 4 turnovers in a playoff game.
This is funny by Whittle.
Yeah,
This
he's
makes
being
me laugh.
facetious.
Yeah, no, Burrow couldn't have 4 turnovers in a playoff game because he can't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Good point, Whittle. If you ever want to come on, Whittle, we'll send you a link. I think Trevor Lawrence as well. CJ Stroud to me has just declined ever since year 1. To me, he doesn't
I also agree with this completely.
Yeah.
Stroud sucks.
He's been an average he's an average quarterback who shows flashes. Bo Nix and Daniel Jones. It's Nix for me only because of the injury history. Daniel Jones, what he showed me last year is better than anything Nix has put on the field. The problem is Daniel Jones got hurt again.
Yeah, I trust Nix a lot more, even though I don't particularly like either of these quarterbacks.
Yep. Cam Ward probably
Cam
here.
Ward.
Yeah.
Lamar.
Lamar. We're not talking about that.
Dak.
Okay. I have Dak as well.
Yeah.
I trust him. Like if you're like, you need a guy to go throw for throw. It's not one throw. It's meticulously take you down the field. I trust Dak Prescott way more than I do.
100%. Yep.
He's
agree.
And I think that the weapons are similar. Although CD's probably and George Pickens are better than what he has. I think that the offensive line for the Bears has been very good. The running game has been better for him
Coaching.
for sure. Right, tight end
Well,
better.
I don't think Brian Schottenheimer's that bad. He's not Ben Johnson.
Right. Dak over Mr. 58%. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I'm going to share that comment.
Yeah.
All right, Darnold and Dak. I think this is a better tick for tack here. I'm going Dak.
Me too.
I trust him more now. I trust Darnold not to make a mistake when he needs to, when he needs to elevate. I expect Darnold not to F it up. But I think if you need the throw to be made, Dak is probably more trustworthy to make it. That's kind of
I completely agree. I again, it's close. They're within a couple of spots, but it's Dak.
All right, Hurts and Dart. Hurts, right?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah, no, I find Hurts overrated. I don't have him very high on my personal list, but he's definitely higher than Dart.
I'd go Hurts over Mendoza.
Yeah.
Gino over Penix. Yeah. Darnold. This is funny. Go hit it again. There you go. Darnold's the black Jalen Hurts with less mobility. That's funny.
Yeah.
A little bit. Oh, he's the white Jalen.
He's the white Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. He's probably actually just as mobile outside the pocket and
Yeah.
has a stronger arm, I would say, and more
Yeah,
accurate.
I think Darnold's better than Hurts. I have
Yeah, I think Darnold's got better accuracy and more arm strength, but it's not far off. We're going Geno
the
here.
production that Darnold's had the last 2 years is better than anything Hurts had the last couple of years.
Yeah, true. Geno or Penix?
Geno. I think Geno's washed, but Penix absolutely sucks.
Yeah, Purdy for sure here. Okay, this can be discussed. I think there's some
I have
some
them back to
movement,
back
though.
in my rankings. I also find them to be a bit overrated because I find them as system quarterbacks.
Yep.
But I think Baker is a bit more upside.
Yeah, Baker's got a better arm. He's not quite as mobile, but it's not a big gap. I think that the accuracy goes to Purdy, and the poise goes to Purdy as well.
Yeah.
That's why it's hard for me, because I think Baker's upside is clearly better, right? I mean, we're talking about Mr. Irrelevant versus the number one pick in the draft.
We know
but
definitely who Randall would be going with if he was in here.
Purdy?
No, Randall loves Baker.
Okay. And I think Baker's got that moxie that can, like, if you need him to, like, have a huge game, he can do it, right? He doesn't need, like, these elite weapons to, like, be there or a system. I don't think he's really a system quarterback, although he fits better in certain systems than others, right? So I would take Mayfield. If I'm starting a team tomorrow, I'm probably taking Mayfield.
Yeah, I'm not very high in either of them, but I do find Mayfield to be a bit better.
Yeah, exactly. Malik Willis or Shadur Sanders?
Malik. More so just because I think Shadur is god-awful.
Yeah. This is a good question. If you're going to start a team tomorrow, Bryce Young or Malik Willis, I have my ideas.
I'm going Bryce Young, and I actually don't think it's particularly close.
Oh, really? I think it's close just because
I find Malik extremely overrated. He couldn't even beat out what's his face in Tennessee. Will Levis, who then got benched, who got 1 year to start and was sucked as well. And then he had to go, and now in a Matt LaFleur offense where he's had a couple of games where he's looked decent, like he wasn't anything special.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing with Malik.
Okay.
Malik's mobility is a weapon for sure. Malik is still hesitant to throw. What I've noticed, and I've been tracking him at Miami camp, he's still hesitant to pull the trigger. He truly is like check down or deep ball guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he can make lots of throws, but his anticipation still lacks. I think Bryce Young, as far as a player, I think he is what he is. I don't know if he's going to get much better, but I think what he is fine. I don't think it's your ideal best quarterback, but I think Malik needs a little more tweaking. I agree with you.
Bryce showed a lot last year. He was inconsistent, but he showed a lot. And then that was using Mahomes. Tua sucks.
Yeah, I think Shucks. I was a big Shuck guy in the draft. By the way, I
wasn't huge, but I also didn't like clown the Saints as much when they took it. I thought it was a little like
this is the right answer for Whittle. This is the correct answer.
Yes.
Malik is Black Bo Nix. Yes. I hate to break them up by race, but like if we're gonna do it, that's the accurate move.
That is not bad. This one's easy though.
Oh yeah, Drake May.
Yeah. Even though his schedule.
Goff for sure. Yeah.
I have it close because I don't like either of these quarterbacks that well, but Goff. I'm like the biggest Jared Goff hater on planet Earth. Here's
the thing about Goff. Goff can hold the fort down. He's a good leader. You can expect when he's playing, he's there for the team. I don't trust Kyler Murray in his ability to really be there for the team, right? He feels like he's for. So guys, they can't cancel me. Yeah, that's true. They can cancel us though. But I'll say this: Jared Goff to me is your prototypical really good game manager.
Yeah,
he's an elite Mac Jones. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't value being just a game manager all that much personally. I think if you don't have the ability to win a game when the team around you isn't stacked, I just don't value it. Even if you can put up insane numbers, but he's put up insane numbers with Sean McVay, Ben Johnson, elite offensive lines, Jahmyr Gibbs, Todd Gurley, Cooper Kupp, Amon-Ra St. Brown, when he has all of that, sure, he can put up really good numbers. But then you saw this year, offensive line got a little bit weaker. Ben Johnson left. He couldn't even make the playoffs.
If Murray had played the last 2 years in the totality, and had them within striking distance of 500 or a little over 500 every time and played really well and was healthy, I probably would pick Murray here. Just because I think he's better. Problem is I just can't trust him to be on the field. And also I do have questions about like his dedication to football based on what we've seen, like and the reports and stuff like that.
Yeah. But with all this, I do have Goff ahead of them. I just had them both.
Yeah.
And Love easy.
This is right. I think this is the reason I'm not really afraid of them in the home opener. I'm more afraid of the Texans just because of their defense for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. Love and Goff, probably Love. I think it's still kind of close.
Love is own it all.
Love is shaky, dude.
Love is extremely underrated in my opinion.
I love the upside. I just think that there's problems with like when he gets in these games.
Receiving course he's had to deal with though.
I don't know. Like he has a first round pick in Golden. He's had
but what did Golden show this? Okay, we had a first round pick in Keon basically.
Yeah, Jaden Reed. Golden's Golden's got a better profile than Keon, though. We can
but Golden didn't have a great rookie year.
And Dobbs is a good player.
Dobbs is decent. His best receiver is Tucker Kraft, who got injured. Same with Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed missed most of the year. And Matthew Golden was dealing with injuries. Romeo Dobbs was dealing with injuries. Christian Watson was dealing with injuries. I think and Love still put together a really pretty good season despite just all of the injuries.
Whittle agrees. Whittle's
I have Love like 9 spots ahead of
I
don't find them in the same tier at all.
I think you made a compelling point. I kind of like Goff more than Love as well, just because I feel like if the game's on the line, I just don't trust Love all that much. But I'll say this. With the points you made, I think in the totality, you have to put Love above him because of just the totality of the game, what he brings to his youth, his ability to play in any system. And he's not going to he doesn't really have any weaknesses other than maybe accuracy at times. But other than that, I mean, he's a great passer of the ball.
I look to is 2020 Jared Goff was so bad that the Rams had to give up 2 first-round picks to get Stafford, who was not thought of as the quarterback he is right now. Stafford was thought of as like Dak, a bit worse version of Dak. And the Rams wanted to get rid of Goff so badly. They gave up 2 first-round picks on top of Goff just to go and get Stafford, who was thought of as like a fringe top 10 quarterback.
Yeah,
because Goff was ass. Goff was dog shit 2020. He also wasn't good when he started like 2021 for the Lions.
Yeah,
or 2022, it wasn't that great either. And then the offensive line became elite. Then they had an elite running back duo. Amon-Ra became elite. Ben Johnson fully took over. Laporta was elite. And then he put up numbers. That moves me none. It does not move me at all.
We picked you, bro. You got your guy. So I went with you.
Sorry, I don't know what it is about Goff, but when I hear people, it just.
What do you think here? Daniel Jones, CJ Stroud.
2 cheeks from the same ass, but I'll go with Stroud.
I kind of think Daniel Jones. Jones's injury history is concerning.
Half a season of good play.
Yeah,
and then his floor is a lot lower than Stroud, I think.
Okay,
but it's close. We can go with Daniel Jones. I think.
Let's go Stroud in a close one, just because I think there's more data on Stroud and Daniel Jones. If Daniel Jones could play like he did last year for the last year, just give me a whole season of it, he'd be done to me.
Barely Bo Nix.
Barely Bo Nix, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Slightly. I don't know.
I guess Jacoby Brissett.
I'd say Brissett based on what we've seen do to Deshaun Watson.
And Lamar.
Lamar. Yeah, for sure. Lamar.
Caleb.
Yeah. Caleb right now. Hurts and Caleb. Yeah.
I think Caleb's better.
Jaden. I have Jaden.
Caleb. I have Caleb.
I gave you the last one. I think I deserve this one.
Yeah, we can. I have them right next to each other, so we can go.
I just think Jaden's ability to be accurate down the field. Jaden's deep ball is one of the best deep balls I've seen from a rookie. Like just the trajectory he puts on the ball is just so good. Now he's not going to do the wow throws because he doesn't roll left and throw back right or anything. And that's fine. I don't need that in my quarterback. That's like a plus. That's not what you should hinge your game on, you know?
Yeah. I just find last year, I know Jayden Daniels is dealing with a lot of injuries, but I just felt that even when he did play, he just wasn't very good. I think defense has kind of figured it out.
It's possible. Yeah, that's
he's
why
kind of a check down or chuck it deep guy as well.
in some ways. Yeah, he doesn't really utilize the.
He has an
middle of the
elite
field
deep
well.
ball, but like, yeah, he's not a middle of the field.
I think
thrower.
this is a close one for me.
And I've seen
I almost
like
think Darnold just because of
I have
his.
Darnold ahead of him as well.
I just think that there's more I want consistency out of my quarterbacks in this kind of scenario. And then Darnold can make big throws too. People underrate that about him. He's got a strong arm. So I'm going to go there right now. If Jaden has another good year, he's going ahead of.
Jaden has the upside.
He got hurt. And he didn't look awesome last year.
I've seen someone compare like middle of the field throws to like 3-pointer in the NBA.
Yeah.
If if that's not part of your game, you really are going to struggle to find.
You're not an NBA player anymore. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like not in this new NBA. Shador and Michael Penix.
Penix, they both are terrible.
They're both bad. I have
Penix. Shador as the lowest rated quarterback.
He's not the lowest rated quarterback.
Out of the 36 that we're dealing with, I have him as the lowest. He can't even beat out Deshaun Watson.
We'll have some conversations about. Well, he didn't really. He's competing with him right now.
I'm pretty sure Watson's in the lead.
I don't know. I think we got to wait till training camp to really make that assessment. I agree with Penix. Penix can make more throws, and I think there's a better chance that he's gonna
go Willis.
Willis, yeah, for sure. Willis, Gino. Right? I go Willis right now. Gino, I didn't love what Gino did last year.
Yeah,
I felt like he fell way down. They're bad. Yeah, but I mean, Gino got in trouble today.
We saw that was all dismissed. The cops left without there being.
Oh, good.
They didn't even arrest anyone.
All right, well that's good at least.
Yeah.
Now I just see the upside of Malik. Here's the thing: if I need a play to be made at the end of a game or in any point in the game, it has to be made. It's a 4th and 11. You got to make the play. To me, Malik Willis has a better chance of that because the mobility is so good. He can buy time to get balls down the field. And he can run to get out of the pocket. I don't think Gino can. Gino has to be in structure at this point in his career. He's 36 years old. That's where I'm at. Yeah,
the thing is though, like to me, Malik Willis has just never shown it. What he showed in Green Bay meant
it's small sample size. It's like
super
6 games.
Small sample.
Yeah,
it wasn't even like, but it was like 2 games one year and like 3 games last year. It wasn't even like a couple. I don't think he played more than like 2 games in a row where defense never really got a chance to adjust.
All right, we'll go Gino. Bryce Young here.
I got Bryce Young, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not Brock Purdy for sure.
Yeah.
Although I don't think it's as far off as you think. I think if Young was in the San Francisco
offense, I don't have it that
offense,
far off. No, yeah. I don't have it that far off.
I think if he was in San Francisco's offense, we could predict that it would look pretty similar. Mahomes. Mahomes.
Yeah, I agree with this. Malik. I find Malik very overrated.
Chuck or Murray, right?
Murray.
Murray. Drake. Okay.
May.
I reluctantly clicked that.
May.
I think we can discuss this one.
Yeah.
May? I think this is a discussion one. I don't think it's as easy as you think.
Even though I like to troll Patriots fans and
I think he's a top 10 quarterback.
No, yeah, even though anyone thinking Drake May is better than Josh Allen, if you actually think that you're complete and utter moron, or you're just trolling.
Sure.
Drake May is I still find it as elite level quarterback. I have him 2 spots ahead of Love on mine. I have them both in the top 10.
I don't like what I saw from May late in the year and in the playoffs with his inability to kind of raise his level of play.
I will say that,
but I think it's hard to give it to Love over him.
Terrible.
Yeah. I think it's probably hard.
It was pretty bad last year. So
yeah, Stafford.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Daniel Jones. Yep. This is a good one.
I have Rodgers a bit ahead, but you can talk me into Daniel Jones.
I don't really want to.
Then we'll go Rodgers.
Yeah, I think probably. Yeah, I mean, if you just need probably Rodgers. Yeah. Oh wait, why did I just do that? Okay. Stroud, barely. But not by much.
Yeah.
Burrow. You want to talk about it or no? You like Lawrence?
No, it's not. I like Lawrence, but
I agree. I think Burrow.
Dart or Watson? Dart.
Dart for sure. Yeah. Dart.
Yeah. Actually, I had Jacoby Brissett ahead. I just realized that.
Oh, did you?
It's whatever.
Yeah, we've been tit for tat a little bit here.
Yeah.
I think this is one we should talk about. because I'd take Dart over him. I'm not a Cam Ward guy at all.
Yeah, I know you don't like Cam Ward at
I know
all.
you are, but give me your reasoning behind it, and we can discuss.
I trust Cam Ward as a more down-to-down passer. Jackson Dart's kind of like he'll make those big splash plays and his mobility, but also there is the injury concern, the concussions. But I think Cam Ward has definitely better arm talent, and I trust him if to lead me down a field to get a drive to score a touchdown. Passing the ball, like I think Cam Ward, I trust his ability more. I think he showed a lot of flashes in Tennessee just for his receivers to say nah and just like not cooperate.
Yeah, I trust his health a lot more because it's just he's a thicker guy. He doesn't take a chance with his body like Dart does. The only thing, Cam Ward to me is like the AFC Caleb Williams to me. That's how I feel about him. Like he'll make these, like some of his throws are just like wow level, not on Caleb's level, but like a level, like a poor man version of that.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, like to me. So if I'm saying it from that standpoint, for me it's very close, but I'll take Cam Ward just because I think that the health concerns are real for Dart, and I don't think he's going to change his style of play.
I just realized how low I had Jackson Dart. Yeah, I had him pretty low. I have Mendoza NA, so I go Cam Ward.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cam Ward too, but I do like Mendoza as a player way more than Cam Ward based on his prototype height, weight. He's straight lines pretty good. I think at a minimum, Mendoza's going to be he's going to be a Ryan Tannehill. That's kind of how I see him. That's a stylistically. At a maximum, he could be,
Matt Ryan
plus like a more mobile Matt Ryan, right?
Yeah,
with a better arm. He's got a better arm than Matt Ryan too. So
I think Cam Ward has a better arm than Mendoza, though.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying Mendoza's better than Matt Ryan's arm.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Like his absolute ceiling. Like we're not saying right now he is, but
he's like a stronger armed, more mobile version of Matt Ryan's his absolute ceiling, right? Which is a really good ceiling. His low end is like what he probably ends up being is like a Ryan Tannehill, strong arm, big guy,
maybe like a Jared Goff.
Yeah, runs fast, straight, but isn't like he's not going to juke you, but he can maybe run for some touchdowns if you can get him like in a straight line.
Yeah, and then I think his floor is like a Mac Jones.
His absolute floor, yeah. Like he's going to be more mobile than Mac too. Like it's weird. Yeah. Like I do think Tannehill's like his perfect comp, but
that is a pretty good comp
because they both can run a little bit. Neither are like super athletes, but they both when they get ahead of steam and go, like you got a 240-pound guy coming at you.
I mean, Ryan Tannehill was a wide receiver in college, and
he can run straight fast. And Mendoza's fast straight, but that's it. Once you get him to juke, he starts stumbling like a baby deer. That's the Jared Goff in him.
Hurts versus Cam Ward. Hurts.
I'd take Hurts. Yeah.
Lamar
for sure. Lamar. Yeah, there's no question there.
Lamar.
This is probably where you have the discussion.
I know because even though I have them really close to you, there's a tier. The top three I have way better than, not way better, but the top three I have an echelon above everyone else, and I have Lamar in that top three. With the other two obvious answers.
I think there's a question, but I don't think it's really a good question because you think about it, what Lamar does. Lamar's incredible.
Lamar's dealt with some pretty bad situations before.
Lamar can put a team on his back for any one game,
and he's got the two MVPs, and it's not like you can use playoffs as a knock on Lamar to boost up Herbert.
With Herbert, right?
Yeah.
Lamar also is one of these players that, like, if he will put his foot on your throat, and Herbert doesn't. Yeah. Like if Lamar gets up on you, like the reason I was so like shocked we came back last year is because usually when they get up on you like that, like I guess it's just Buffalo because we've done it twice to him now where we had to come back and won the game. Was it 4 years ago? And then this past year
we were like 20-3
in Baltimore. Yeah, and we came back.
We threw those 2 picks to Poyer.
It's almost like Josh is kind of in his head a little bit when it comes to that, kind of like Pat's been in Josh's head to an extent, I guess, at least in the playoffs. Where Herbert rarely steps on your throat. I rarely see Herbert just like come out, ball out, kill you, and then walk away and be like, "I won a game." Like it just doesn't. He just doesn't do it.
I mean, he often also doesn't really have the team around him to do it, but yeah,
sure.
Tua versus Tua.
I take Tua. I'm a Tua hater from day one.
He's not. But he's not Shedeur level.
But I think he's going to take Penix's job.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's young enough to still put him in there. Stylistically, both left-handed quarterbacks that don't really move all that well. He's more accurate than Penix, and I think he can keep them he can keep them in rhythm better than Penix. He can't go outside of that rhythm, but if you're going to stay in rhythm, he's much better quarterback. And Shedeur is just a little erratic.
Yeah,
I'm not a Shedeur hater. I think Shedeur can do it. The problem with Shedeur is all of his physical, all of Shedur's
hater.
I know, but all of Shedur's physical skills are running against him. He's below average, not awful, but below average in every physical skill set. He's small. He's a below average scrambler, although he's okay. He's got a below average arm, even though it's not awful, right? And he's too young to really have a feel for the processing of the game and things like that. I think he can get those things because I think he's a smart kid, but I don't think that it's going to come easy, and he's not going to have enough physical skills to overcome it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what I just said. I'm taking Tua here. I don't know what you think.
Yeah. They both suck, but
yeah. Here's a good question because they just got rid of Tua.
Malik Willis barely.
Barely. I take him barely. Just because of what he can do outside the pocket.
Yeah. No, I know. I can name you a worse trick play than that Joe Brady trick play. The DeMar Hamlin punt incident.
Oh, yeah. That was an awful trick play. Like that.
Worst play call of all. Probably I think
we were rolling.
I think the only play call. I think the only play call that could be worse than the DeMar Hamlin one was the Colts one against the Patriots on Sunday Night Football when they weren't supposed to snap it and then they did.
Oh yeah. That trick play in 2024 that Whittle's talking about.
Yeah, that Brady call. Yeah,
it was 20 to 10 at the time? 23-10? Something
Hamlin
like that.
May have went the wrong way, but also why you're trusting DeMar Hamlin to do it.
Exactly. So I'm gonna say, here's a good one: Malik and Tyler.
I have Shuck.
I think you kind of have to. We saw a full season of Shuck.
I really liked what I saw out of
yeah,
it was 21-10. Yeah, I really liked what I saw out of Shuck then last year. I got Shuck.
I called it. Everybody said Shuck was gonna suck, and I said I think he's my second best quarterback in last year. Now I didn't like the quarterback draft. I wasn't gonna say he's gonna be some super high level player. I was like, he's good enough. Yeah, Whittle's at the game. He said that's awful. That's an awful guy. I was at the game against the Ravens this past year, and that was amazing.
Yeah, that was great. I was also at that game.
yeah, we saw each other at the game. All right, so Gino and Tyler.
I got Shuck.
Me too. Bryce.
I got Bryce Young.
Yeah, Bryce
Young. Kyler.
Yeah, I think I think this is where the tier break is for Bryce Young.
Yep, I completely agree.
Kyler and Brock.
I have Purdy just because Kyler, he's the injury issues and the
shade better.
This
is a good question.
I have Purdy right above Goff.
They're close. They're in the same ballpark.
I've just seen Purdy play better. Like this year, Purdy's situation wasn't that great, and I saw him kind of ball out while Goff kind of took a step back.
Right. Love or Purdy?
Love. I got Love.
Yeah.
Love.
I don't know. Are you sure?
Yeah, I have
elevates.
Decent amount.
He elevates
Mahomes.
more, I think.
Mahomes.
Yeah,
Watson. But no,
McCarthy's bad.
Actually, no, I'd go McCarthy.
Well, they've both been pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, they're the tier of their own crap.
The
set.
I wish I knew you were there, dude.
We do own the Ravens.
I didn't know. Whittle's at the game this year too against the Ravens. I wish I knew he was there.
In that playoff game against the Ravens, I was at that too. I was sick. I remember I had like a major fever that morning and thought I was able to make it to the game.
Yeah.
And then I started feeling better, and then like right before the game started, it came all back. So I was just I felt terrible. Yeah. But we won the game, and it made it at least worth it.
I agree with this. McCarthy's the worst quarterback in the NFL, probably. Yeah, from what I've seen,
it's McCarthy, Watson, Sanders. Them three are
they're all kind of bringing up the rear a little bit. Yeah, Daniel Jones.
I thought McCarthy, at least like last year, I thought his last couple of games he showed some flashes. I think he sucked, but at least I thought he showed a bit.
Yeah, I've seen enough of Jacoby Brissett to know what he is as a player. He's a really high end backup. I think Daniel Jones' ceiling's better. Like I think when Daniel Jones is on his game, he's just better.
I agree.
Probably the same. Oh man, this is a rough one.
I have Daniel Jones.
Yeah, probably so at this point. I just need one more year from Dart to really know this. Daniel Jones right now. I would take Daniel Jones here personally.
I'd take Cam Ward. Again, I'm not gonna let the 8 games he played well under Shane Steichen fool me from what I had just witnessed in New York the season prior.
Yeah. Okay, go Cam. I'd take Rodgers. I just think I trust him more late.
Ward.
I just gave you Cam, so I'm taking Rodgers this time.
Yeah,
They're the same ballpark.
We can go Rodgers. That's fine. He's such a statue. Hurts.
Exactly. Yeah, Hurts. I just trust Rodgers to make throws a little more. Mentally, Rodgers is going to probably make the right throw. You know what I mean? Just because of his game. I take Hurts here. What do you think?
Yeah,
I think
Hurts
this
too.
Hurts still provides something that is like he can
Hurts.
take the team's back a little bit. You know?
Yeah, I got Hurts in the mix.
They're close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think this is like the.
I have a tier gap between them, but
Yeah,
like
I think they're
Trevor
close
Lawrence.
to similar style players in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Trevor. Yeah. Trevor for me here too. What do you
Yep,
think?
I got Trevor. Yep.
See,
I have Trevor.
Yeah, I guess. I don't have a problem with that.
I also have Trevor.
I would take Darnold.
See, this is where it's like,
Yeah.
it's flip flop. I have Darnold at one spot. And,
So Darnold
Trevor was one spot ahead.
I just trust Darnold to do the right play at the end of football games. You know, like Trevor does. Like physically, Trevor is more talented, right? I mean, I think.
Yeah,
that's
I
pretty
just
clear.
think Trevor's got the better upside, and I think he can carry more. Kind of what I look at is like
I'm still waiting for him to be
who
like.
can carry more.
I'm still waiting for him to be like a really like to not be inaccurate. Trevor Lawrence is often just whiffing on throws way more than he should.
He was starting to figure it out towards the end of the year. It's why he was playing absolutely insane down the stretch.
We did have a good down the stretch until he ran into us, and our bad defense. picked him up.
He wasn't great against us, but I don't think he was. I mean, the Shaq Thompson interception was bad, but I also just think our defense just really kind of came to play, and we're just going to play an aggressive style to try and force some turnovers, But he was making a lot of throws. They were moving the ball. I mean, 24 points is not a bad game. He wasn't great, but I don't think he was terrible.
I think this is a good point. I think Hurts is one of his two values for me that elevate him to being a reasonable top 15 starter is that I think he's a good leader. Well, he used to be. I don't know about recently, but I think AJ Brown's kind of muddying the waters with him a little bit. But he was always looked as a really good leader up until this happened, and then also he is actually pretty clutch. He'll make throws sometimes. I'm like, damn it! How do we give it to him? You know, and I think that's a problem. I'm going Dak here. Yeah, I think Dak's just more consistent. Burrow, although I think they're closer than people want to give it credit for. All right, you got Burrow and Herbert. You have Herbert.
I have Herbert. I think Herbert is just a better all-around player. I think he can elevate more, Herbert can elevate more than Burrow.
Yeah.
Burrow's had the luxury of having Chase and T. Higgins his entire career to kind of supplement the bad offensive line, while Herbert's been stuck with kind of midder receivers. I thought Keenan Allen for a lot of his last couple years in the Chargers was very overrated. In his prime, he was great, but I think by the end of it, he was someone who just could you could get him open for soft man, but he was not beating any or soft zone. He wasn't beating really any type of press or anything like that, and would kind of just get a lot of garbage yards. And I thought that kind of overrated his receiving core, unlike Chase and Higgins, who are winning on their own.
So my only issue with that is I take Burrow personally. Burrow is much more. I trust Burrow. If one of these guys were my quarterback late in the game, I'd trust Burrow more. I know he screwed up against us.
More.
I just never seen Herbert really orchestrate many comebacks or put the name.
I've seen him try, and then his team time in and time out drop the ball, get pressured immediately where he has no chance. While Burrow, it's he can get pressured. He's going to throw it up at Higgins and Chase or come down with it. Herbert just doesn't have that. He'll try and orchestrate, and then his receivers just suck out the ass.
Problem is we can't control for that. You know what I mean? So it's hard to control for receiver play when I think it's pretty close.
And I've also saw
things.
That what was it, 2023 when Herbert got injured and then they lost 63-7 to the Raiders.
Say what again? I lost you.
When Herbert goes out and then the next game they lose 63-7 to the Raiders. think that showed pretty accurately how
he's
much he's kind of holding that
worth
team
a
together.
lot. Oh yeah, he's worth a lot. I mean, the backup that season was, I forget his name. He's not good. But I would say, okay, so here's something too. Burrow's numbers with Chase or Higgins out of the lineup are still. The question is, what does he look like when both of them are out and replace? That's kind of my question with him.
Yeah.
Is like,
Well,
but still Chase is still like the best receiver in football almost. He's top 3 for sure. And then you've got Higgins, who is probably a top 10 receiver in football. I think he's top 10 receiver if he's getting all the
top
balls.
15, 20-ish, but
his
it's
contested
close,
catchability, like his hands is the way late his late hands.
He is really good. And Burrow has had good numbers without Chase and Higgins, and Herbert has good numbers without being able to play with Chase and Higgins. So it's kind of like that's fine. And it's like, oh, well, Burrow has a bad offensive line. So does Herbert. He had the worst offensive line in football last year.
I'll say this. I know
he had Greg Roman calling plays for him. That alone should get him praised. Greg Roman is one of the worst offensive minds in the history of football. I know
he's I think the reason I think this is my case where we have to kind of I think we almost have to give it to Burrow in some way, because one, he has gone much further in the playoffs. I know he had like a Drake May-ish playoff run, bad. Trust me. But in the Super Bowl, he wasn't bad. And Drake May was.
Prior wasn't good.
But it wasn't like awful. He was just kind of
it wasn't like
you know what
Drake
I mean?
May level bad, but
it wasn't that bad. It was just like not.
He
elite.
still has 0 fourth quarter touchdown passes in the playoffs in 7 games. I find his playoff performance to be quite overrated. I know obviously they're better than Herbert. I'm not going to try and argue that, but he has been put in much better situations than Herbert.
I think you give me one more year of Herbert and he wins a playoff game or two, I'd jump him. For sure,
you have him close, but I mean, we can go Burrow because that's kind of like the consensus. Most people have it. I just personally find Burrow overrated.
I agree. I think he's overrated as well. Personally, here's the issues I have with him. He can't stay on the field. He's fragile.
Yeah.
And it's not because of his line. It's because every time he gets touched, he's falling apart. He gets hurt in the offseason a lot. His arm strength is. I don't know if anybody saw the flag football championship stuff. You saw Brady at 47 or 48 years old throwing frozen ropes in that game. Burrow was getting pick sixed by dudes who play flag football, right? Not saying that they should win in a flag football game, but you're making it's a throw. Like, why is it taking so long to get there? I think that he has one of a bottom 10 arm strength in the NFL. That's kind of what I think is hurting him the most, is those type of things.
This is where I'm saying Herbert's supporting cast is overrated. Austin Eckler was just a dump off merchant. Keenan Allen was not really in his prime with Herbert. He was in his prime with Phillip Rivers. His time with Keenan Allen, I thought, is very overrated. Mike Williams couldn't really stay healthy and honestly, wasn't really. He had a couple of decent seasons, and that's about it. And not to mention, awful offensive line, no run game, and a bottom 3 defense in football. He literally had 5,000 yards passing and put up one of the best offenses in football, and they couldn't even make the playoffs because of his dumbass coach, his dumbass defense.
Let's go Burrow this time, and then I think that's probably his limit. And then, like I said, I think if Herbert comes in the next season, plays the whole year, they make a playoff run, which means they get to the divisional round at a minimum and play well in the divisional round. I think he can supersede Burrow if Burrow has another year where, with his new weapon, new team that they have on defense, doesn't make it past that round either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then I'll see okay, it's not always the defense. The defensive pieces that they have there, they keep blaming the defense. The defensive pieces were not awful. I mean, they've got first round picks all in their secondary. They've got a first round edge rusher. They had a Hendrickson there for a while. They had 2 linebackers at one time, Pratt in his prime, and then also what's the guy who just retired?
I think Burrow's had a better offensive line the last 2-3 seasons than Burrow's had.
Herbert has had a better O-line.
Burrow, I think. The last 2 to 3 seasons, I think Burrow's had a better offensive line.
Not last year. Not last year, but that's because both of the tackles got hurt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Burrow had a better O-line for sure than Burrow. Yeah. 2 years ago, way better than Burrow, in my opinion.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay. I think they're the best tackles in football.
Yeah, when they're
Yeah.
healthy, but their interiors and they can't. He's never had a run game. Not once.
Yeah, and that's like stuff like this,
But
like dropping a 28-point lead. That's just rough. I mean, that's tough to
not-
do.
I
That's
just
a
don't-
knock
I
on him, though. You know what I mean? Like that's
I
a blemish on him.
It's not. What happened was the coach got super conservative and just kept running the ball, and their defense fell apart. And they couldn't run the ball because Austin Eckler sucked. He was a dump off merchant.
I agree, but
he was not very good at actually running the ball, and they could never run the ball. They've never had an interior offensive line. At least with Burrow, when he's had a bad run game and a bad offensive line, he gets to throw to Chase and Higgins. Herbert's had a bad offensive line and a bad run game, and gets to throw to rookie lad McConkey and Quentin Butterfingers Johnson, and I mean, I guess Josh Palmer, even though I've kind of made him, he had Josh Palmer had an 800-yard season with Herbert. Like
the problem is in that 28-point loss, all he needed to do was score one touchdown.
Well, the problem was they just kept running the ball, and they could not run the ball.
I thought he turned the ball over too a couple times, didn't he?
I don't think so.
I don't remember. All right, we're going Lamar here, right? Because I just think Lamar elevates his team way more than Burrow. I'm going Josh here. I think we've seen it enough times. I don't think Lamar is a stat merchant. Lamar will rack up the stats, and that's who he is. So he's always been. So he was in college, by the way. In college, if you look at his stats, you have no questions about he being the number one pick in the draft. He racks those stats up. It doesn't always mean that he's being completely effective, you know. Yeah. Deshaun and Shedeur. This is the battle.
Then they blew that 27-point game. Want to know what their leading rusher was? Austin Eckler with 35 yards. And they were trying to run the ball the entire game because they had such a big lead.
What was the drives? Can you look at the drives late in that game?
I'm trying to find that.
Like just to tell me like what happened in each drive.
Yeah, I'm looking at right now. Herbert, unless he fumbled the ball. Nope, Herbert had 0 turnovers.
Okay, so just they weren't moving the ball at all.
Yeah, it was. They literally just could not. And they also there was also a missed field goal. Yeah, where he had let him on a 60-yard drive they would have won the game with that. So.
Right. All right, Shedeur or Deshaun?
Deshaun, because he's leading that race right now.
I'd take Shedeur, but I'm gonna give it to you. Penix or Deshaun?
Penix,
Penix,
but not by much.
Penix over McCarthy. I think it's a fair argument. Brissett for me too. Exactly. I know he would have said Sanders. That's funny. I don't know about Brissett and Tua, because I saw them both play in Miami, and they were considerably worse when Brissett was on the field than when Tua was on the field, and this was 3 years ago. And now Brissett's 3 years older.
Tua's fallen off though. Yeah, Brissett was the better quarterback last season.
Was he though? I mean, what did they do? What did he really do?
But both teams sucked, but at least Brissett was able to throw the ball and move the ball and put up numbers. I get there was like kind of empty numbers, but Tua couldn't even do that, and his team was getting blown out.
Yeah, I think part of what Tua had was a stale offensive system that teams figured out what they were doing, and they relied way too much on Tyreek. I
think Tua was the reason for the stale offense.
That's part of that. I think part of it was him too, for sure. But I also think there was parts of his game that, that Brissett has no chance in, and that's staying on schedule, making on-time throws. Brissett's been pretty bad at that his whole career, and that's my only question with is like, if you want one game, do you want to start Brissett over Tua? Maybe I'll give you whoever you think's better. We can go with it. Because I don't think
Brissett
it's particularly far.
Small amount, yeah.
Okay,
no,
it's not huge. I'd take Malik here personally.
I'll give you Malik, but I'd rather have Brissett.
Oh, would you? I would much rather Malik. I think Malik has got something there. We just don't know enough. All right, Dart or Malik?
Malik.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm not very high on Dart.
I like Dart's game. I just wonder if he can play that way and stay on the field. Mendoza or Malik. You're gonna start a team tomorrow. You want Malik? Okay.
Yeah.
Daniel or Malik?
Daniel.
All right, I'm good with that. Daniel.
We can go. I have Gino, but we can go Daniel.
All right, let's go Daniel because we're just going back and forth a little.
Shuck,
just because I trust it more at this point. Cam probably here. I just think he can do more things. Tyler's underwhelming in his like high end throw level stuff.
Yep,
I'd
Cam.
take Bryce here for sure.
Bryce here. Yep.
Yep. Bryce at this
Bryce.
point in their careers. Yeah.
Yep.
This is a
Stroud.
good
I have them right next to each
conversation.
other, but I have Stroud right above them.
What do you think Stroud does better than Bryce Young?
I think he can hit them. He can hit all areas of the field because he's not as small. He
Sure?
can sit in the pocket. I mean,
height, yeah.
yeah, I
there's
think he sit in the pocket and make more throws than Bryce Young, and kind of just more consistent like that. Bryce Young, you're going to get the higher highs because of his mobility and like the off schedule throws he can make. That
He can get out.
Struggles. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
But
he's actually accuracy is probably Stroud by a little bit, not by a ton, but I
Yeah.
think a little more accurate. I think Stroud's mobility is not there. I mean, it's okay. It's like Burrow level mobility. I would personally take Bryce Young, but
we can go. Honestly, we can go Bryce Young. I had Stroud, but screw it. Let's go Bryce.
I just
Young.
think they're doing this, right? They're one's
Yeah.
doing this and one's doing that, right? So like to me, I see the trajectory and going, well, here's the thing. Here's the problem for me with Bryce Young. I do think that he's almost at his ceiling. I don't know if there's anything else in the tank. I think what we got last year is probably the best version of him.
Yeah,
And it
that
wasn't
works.
that good, right? It was pretty good. It was fine. It just isn't what I want out of a franchise quarterback. Where Stroud, I've seen higher highs, but I just wonder if it's there anymore. You know what I mean? Like, so that's where my conundrum is. So I'm okay with going either direction, actually, because I feel like now that I'm like, we're getting ready to pick Bryce Young, now I'm kind of pivoting, going, well, I don't know. CJ Stroud's better than me, you know? So did you say, you said Stroud at first, right?
I said I had Stroud here, but let's go with Bryce Young.
All right.
Wait, did you just
And I
click on Stroud?
Yeah, I took Stroud. So you said
Oh, I
you
was
liked
going to
Stroud.
say, yeah, I was going to say we could have taken Bryce Young, but that works.
No.
either way.
You swayed me. I started thinking about it from a standpoint of like, I think Stroud's ceiling's already been set. We already know what it is,
Yeah.
but I think that ceiling's better than Bryce Young's current ceiling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think if he can get back to that, he's better than Bryce Young for sure. You know?
Yeah,
And that's
Yeah, that
and it's
makes
in him.
sense.
It's clearly in him. I take Kyler here. I just
Yeah,
think there's more to his game.
yeah. I think there's kind of like a tier gap right there.
So this is your like classic like elite skill, elite mobile, huge arm for a little guy. It's crazy how much arm strength he has. And this
Yeah.
other guy who's like Derek Carr 2.0, but he's like even keel. Like you kind of always know what you're getting with Bo Nix. He'll make some clutch throws as well too.
I have Nix just because of how bad last season went for Kyler. And he
I
got
agree.
benched by Jacoby Brissett, basically.
That's what I'm going with too.
I've Goff.
Me too. I think this is where the break is for Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix's ceiling's kind of capped there. Like to me, his ceiling's like a clutch throw making Derek Carr. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like he'll make some throws where Derek Carr would just keep checking the ball down.
Hurts.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Hurts just because, to be clear, I do not trust Jalen Hurts throwing the football at all on a consistent
neither.
basis. But if I need one throw, I think he's going to make the throw.
I think Hurts
Goff
can
will.
elevate more than Goff.
Yeah, like Hurts will. I don't know if he elevates as much as like if you put him in a clutch situation, he's going to probably rise to it, and Goff is probably not going to. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would. Yeah,
And
it might
I
be.
find Nix to be quite overrated.
Yeah.
Purdy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. To be clear, I trust Purdy throwing the ball, staying on schedule, and relying on his arm way more than Hurts's game is so much outside the hash, deep down the field, check down, crosser. There's not a lot of nuance to his I guess which really is confidence in making these throws. I mean, he's not like he's got the weakest arm in the league. He's just not super accurate over the middle of the field from what I see, you know?
Yeah.
Brock. For me, it's Brock, but go ahead.
I have Caleb, but we can go Brock.
I just feel like I can trust Brock more than I can Caleb. This is where I this is where I have Jane Daniels like right above Brock Purdy. That's how I'm bobbing him.
Jane Daniels.
Are you sure?
I'm not a big Baker Mayfield fan. I find Baker a bit overrated. I kind of see him as like a system guy. He's had some really good stretches, but I just don't see him being able to put a team on his back. When he put up those numbers,
Yeah.
like not this past season, but the year before, was when he had a healthy Mike Evans, a healthy Chris Godwin, a great offensive line, Liam
Yeah.
Cohen.
I'll take
And then
Jaden
last
as
year,
well,
like
then.
Cohen left and they had dealt with the injuries and his
He
numbers
fell
kinda
off a
really
little
fell.
bit. He fell off.
Yeah.
I can trust Baker to be on the field more, and Jaden has a
Yeah.
very small sample size. He had one great year, and then he's had
But
one.
I just think
very
Jaden can
inconsistent.
elevate. I saw
Yeah.
Jaden elevate more in his one great year than I've ever seen Baker.
If I see Jaden go into this year and play the whole season, doesn't get hurt, and he plays like he did in the games he actually played in last year, the whole season, I'd put Baker ahead of him. I'm banking on that being injury related. You know what I mean?
I
that's what I'm
completely
thinking.
agree.
Yep.
Jordan Love.
Yeah, love right now. Yep.
Love.
Love. I put Love, but what are your
The
thoughts?
thing is, Washington also had a ton of injuries. The receiving core was absolutely obliterated, and
That's
Jane
true.
Daniels himself was dealing with injuries.
McLaurin didn't play half the year.
Exactly.
McLaurin didn't
Debo
play.
really was dealing with a lot of injuries. The running back room is a complete mess as well.
Like I said, if
Defense was
Jaden plays, no matter who is on the field, if he plays like that while he was in the game this past year, those 6 games or wherever he played, if he plays that way
Yeah.
for 17 games next year, and he ends up with a stat line like 3,200 yards and 21 touchdowns and 10
And like
picks.
10 interceptions.
Yeah, like I'm
Baker.
like, okay, Baker's cleared him now because I can trust
Yeah.
what Baker at least going to give me. I'm taking
Mhm.
Love here because just let me
Yep.
say my piece.
No, I have Love too.
Okay, good. Because the reason
Yeah.
is because Love and Lawrence both have issues in clutch situations, but I have seen Love rise to the occasion one time against a really unclutch team in the Cowboys 2 years ago. Remember
Yeah.
the playoff game?
I mean,
He was
also, I
amazing in that game.
thought Love was really good against the Bears this past year. Yeah, they ended up choking a lead, but like he
It wasn't
played
his fault.
amazing.
That wasn't his
Yeah.
fault, So yeah, I agree. I
Dak.
think I'd take Dak. Yeah, I think Dak's just more consistent. I know he doesn't have the high upside that Love has, but I'm probably going to go that route.
Drake May.
Yeah.
It's right there, though. I have them, like-
Yeah. I trust Dak throwing the ball more.
I just saw what I saw out of Drake May last year was better than what I've seen out of Dak before.
Yeah. And it's
I
not
think-
even about that. It's more like when you need to go off platform or get out of the pocket a little bit. Drake can make some of these throws
Drake's
that Dak
much
just
better
can't
out of
do it.
structure. Yeah, Dak's better in structure, but Drake's better out of structure, and I value that a lot. If you can play in structure but also play out of that, you can elevate more. And I
Yeah.
think Drake could just elevate more than
This
Dak.
is-
Dak. If
That's
Dak
their tier
thinks-
though.
yeah,
They're
no,
together. Like to me,
Yep.
like you could go either way, and I'd be like, that's fine. I get it. So
Yep,
let's go, Drake.
Yep, completely agree.
Herbert, probably, yeah. Just because I know what Herbert can do things on the football field that probably only Josh Allen can also do.
Yeah,
With his
and
arm.
Mahomes.
I don't even know if Mahomes can do what Herbert does with his arm anymore. I've seen some decrease in the arm strength with Mahomes, and a lot of it is because he's a smaller guy, right? He doesn't have as much like base underneath him to like
Yeah.
vertically press throws down the field. Although I think Mahomes throws a beautiful deep ball. I think his deep ball looks great. I just see less RPMs on his throws than I used to. Herbert's RPMs, like when he throws the ball in a rope, like
He just absolutely.
I don't know.
rip it.
I even like I'm giving Allen a lot of credit just because I think Allen can, but I've seen some throws by Herbert. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe Allen can't make that throw.
Yeah, no, I
so-
know. No, I get what you're saying. But then Allen does like the throw against Khalil Shakir against the Bengals, and it's like, yeah, wait, he can.
Oh yeah, he can do that. Yeah, he can zip it right past your ear hole, and you'll never see it.
So, funny enough, I have Herbert above Stafford, but I want Stafford to be above Burrow, so let's go Stafford here.
Well, the reason I say I would say Stafford here, and here's why.
And I love Stafford.
Yeah.
I've had Stafford as a top 5 quarterback in football for like 3 years now, and even like before the MVP. Since Puka's rookie season, when I
Mhm.
saw him bring that team of ragtag, undrafted, and day 3 guys to the playoffs and go
Yeah.
toe to toe against that great Lions team, and he was just slinging it around. I'm like, yeah, Stafford still got it, but
yeah, there's a floor that's really
I think
high
he went from
with
very
Stafford.
underrated to I think he's now a bit overrated. Because of the MVP.
Yeah. But I would take him over Herbert of the simple fact that like I've seen him in situations over and over put the team on his arm, not on his back, right?
Yeah.
And,
I mean, yeah.
and win the game. You know, like that's kind of how I vibe it. I mean,
Stafford's my third favorite QB in the league, so behind Allen and Herbert.
I'd go Stafford above Burrow. I just think he can. I think he can.
Yeah, I think they're similar type players, but like Stafford, I think is
he just
more
can make
clutch
throws that Burrow just
and
can't dream
has
to make.
better. Yeah, he has a better overall arm. Burrow's a bit more mobile, but yeah, I go Lamar here.
Yeah, I think you have to.
Yep, I have Mahomes.
I'd still go Mahomes. Yeah.
Yep, and then I'd still go Mahomes.
So
Allen's played better the last 2 regular seasons, but he hasn't.
Probably 3, really.
He hasn't done it to be able to displace Mahomes.
Yeah,
he has to be able to displace him.
I've always been like, if you're king of the mountaintop, until someone really does knock you off, right? And somebody else has to go and win a Super Bowl from the AFC for me to really give Allen. Like, if you're saying, hey, who do I think the better player is? I do think it's Allen. But I need to see that, and I need to see him take us on his back all the way to the Super Bowl in order to give him that credit. At least get there. Agree. And if he doesn't do that, then there is something to a clutch gene that I think Allen, it's in him. I just got to see it more. I got to see it.
It's like he's got like a mental
4 games in a row at the end of the game, you know, and some of it may be that he plays for Buffalo, right? Like there is a lot of pressure here to be like, if he gets to the Super Bowl, like I'm going to be terrified because if we would lose another Super Bowl, that's going to be kind of devastating. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
It'd be awful, right? So like that's the thing.
If we win or lose and we make the Super Bowl, I will cry. Either just be tears of joy or just pain.
Yeah.
But like I feel like our QB lists were pretty similar.
Yeah,
I had the exact
slight divergence.
It's the exact same top 10, just different orders. Like a lot of the bottom QBs were the same. We had like the same tier breaks, like the same 11 through 19.
I think that's a tier, right?
Yeah, I think Lamar's his own tier.
I think Lamar's his own tier. I think Stafford, Burrow, Herbert, May are another tier.
I would put
and then I would say Dak, Love, T-Law are in their own tier.
Yep.
And
then Darnold to Goff, I think's a tier.
Yeah, let me think here. Darnold, Daniels, Mayfield, Purdy, Caleb. Yes, because they all have like weird weakness. They all have like weird weakness differences. They're all like something's wrong with all of them. You know what I mean?
Keeping them from being like elite quarterbacks.
Yep. And then Bo Nix is kind of in his own tier to me because I do trust
Kyler with it.
Maybe, but I just don't trust Kyler very much. I feel like Bo Nix is the last consistent player on the list that I can trust in a game. So I kind of almost have him in his own tier. And then like you got guys who are just really inconsistent. Kyler, CJ, Bryce Young, Aaron Rodgers, Cam Ward. We don't really know what to do with those guys. And then you get into like, now we're in backup quarterback territory, right?
Or young guys that haven't shown it enough.
Right. So like, if you really look at this list, we have 23, like these are starting quarterbacks for sure. And then we have 1, 2,
they're like Shuck,
3, 4,
Willis, Dart,
5.
Mendoza just haven't shown it enough. Yeah.
We have 5 other guys who are vying for that. They won't all get into the top 25 or whatever.
And then like the rest of the guys in there sprinkled in are just like backups or just bad quarterbacks.
And then like if I'm looking like true franchise quarterbacks, I'm probably stopping like here. 10.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of how I view like
I completely agree.
That's your start. Those are your like unquestionable. And it happened to be 10 players. We didn't do that, but like just looking at it going, these are unquestionable. Now I think Jaden Daniels, even if he gets to 10 or 11, even if it isn't in the top 10, he has a chance to be there. Caleb has a chance to be there. That's like, there's no question in my mind he's a franchise quarterback right now.
Yeah.
Purdy's always going to be on the cusp for someone to be like,
I was going to say Purdy. It's Purdy. It's tough because it's like he's been playing with Kyle Shanahan his entire career, and it's like that just helps so much.
Yeah, you just don't know what he really is. If he leaves the team, what's he going to be? You know, and I just don't know how to answer that question.
Or like if like when Kittle or McCaffrey or whatever, like he always has like at least like one elite piece with him and Kyle Shanahan, and it's like even like other things have faltered where it's like he's not a pure system merchant because like he's. The last 2 years, the team's dealt with a lot of injuries, and he's played well in stretches.
He's better than
they always seem to have at least like one elite level player and Kyle Shanahan, no matter.
Yeah, he's like he's clearly a tier above Jimmy Garoppolo's best.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So like he's not just a system. Like Jimmy's like really a system player. Tua's a system player. Baker's, I think you'd think he's more system. I think he is too, but I think he's got like a little above that just because he's got more arm strength, more talent.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
And Bo Nix is a system guy, in my opinion.
Yep.
But then you've got guys who are like, just break the mold just a little bit too much to be true. Like he breaks the offense too many times, like where he's out of the pocket doing things on his own, for me to say he's just a system guy.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right. That's it. That went longer than I thought. I guess our debate lasted long, but that's fine.
Maybe next week we do our power rankings.
Yeah, that'd be good. Like do like a power ranking thing. Yeah, that'd be good for me. Do they have a quiz that does that? Like,
yep.
It does. Cool. Yeah, let's do that.
It's the same as the QB ranking. It's the same app.
I think that would be a great idea for next week.
Yep.
And I'll send you this.
Number one
so
team in the league is the Bills. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's an argument.
No, there's not.
Well, they're really. You can't just because Rams. If we're just talking about sheer talent, like they're never gonna.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to get over that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Although the depth of
there's an argument for
not
two.
great. The depth on the Rams. I mean, what do you care about too? Like, if one of those guys goes down, like if one of the receivers goes down, they could be screwed. You know?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely
just one.
They're not. Yeah, they're. It's not like it's the 2017, 2018 Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. Like if we lose, as bad as our receiver room, it's not bad anymore. I'd say it's kind of mid tier, but as middle tier as ours is, if we lose one guy, like what's that put us at? Like last year's receiver room plus Skylar Bell. If DJ Moore goes down.
It's just like we have Josh Allen who can kind of
we already know how to manage that, right? And then let's say it's not DJ Moore, let's say it's Shakir. Okay, our receiver room's better than last year still, you know.
Yeah.
Because we have 5 guys, in my opinion, that can play.
And that's all.
Within
And
reason.
then you got like a Kincaid and
the Rams really just have 2 guys who can play. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like their tight end room, but
tight end room's fine. Yeah,
it's like depth, and their running back duo is fine, but like, yeah,
right. All right, see y'all next week. Like, share, subscribe.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
It's still going.